Good morning, it's Wednesday, and what time is it? It's a little after 10. Uh-oh. I gotta make sure the lights don't turn off again. Sorry. I think I need to pay more attention before I get things moving. I'm sorry you have to go through this every day now, it seems like. Anyway, last night, my daughter and I watched a movie, Interstellar. Have you ever seen it? Oh, it's so awesome. It's not the first time I saw it, but it's the first time I watched it with my daughter Melody. And it's an amazing story about a father and his daughter. And it's really unique, and it just hit home so much for both of us because, you know, my daughter's somebody who's very interested in space and an emerging interest in the nature of reality, and this movie fits right in there. And the movie is about a father and his daughter and how they get separated through time and space, but are still connected. And they meet up again, just as his daughter is about to leave this world. And while he's away in space, he's cheated time. And when he comes back to his daughter, she's already like in her 80s. And I don't want to ruin it. It's a really good movie. If you have a special connection with your son or your daughter, maybe it's something you should think about watching with them. It's really something. So anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about, but so many of the videos that I put here are deal with the aftermath of pain and life's lessons and growth, whether it be personal, spiritual, mental, whatever you want to call it. And I was thinking about something today as I was working out, and I recall this time before I started working out where I was running, and within 2 steps of running, I did something to both hamstrings that put me on the ground, and I literally could not stand up. I don't know what I did, but for a couple of hours, it made it so that I really couldn't walk unassisted. It was I thought I really did something bad, and I guess I probably did, because it took over 6 months for that to heal. And I noticed even years later, when I started working out my legs again, that I could still feel those injuries in both of my hamstrings, one more than the other, but they both were obviously still some damage even after years of rest. And I started thinking today about that, and I was like, man, our psychological, our spiritual, our mental wounds are like that too. They can be dormant for years, and something brings them out and reminds you that they're still there. It might be a relationship that goes sour, or some hardship that you're going through. And pain, that kind of pain, in the beginning, crippling, absolutely feels like, you know, everything feels like everything is taken away from you, and maybe everything was. And then slowly over time, you start to adjust to the way things are now, the new normal, and you push on because you have no choice. because that's what life requires you to do. But from time to time, you encounter moments where those old pains resurface. And you say to yourself, so many times, it's like, why, God, do I have to suffer? Why do I have to feel this pain so acutely? Why do I have to feel it over and over? Why can't it just go away and stay away forever? And why was the pain so bad? Why did I have to cry for a year every day? Why? Why do I have to feel that kind of pain? And you could think, you find yourself feeling like God, the universe, is out to get you. It wants to punish you. And it really feels that way. And you're convinced that it is that way. You can't for the life of you figure out why it has to be so painful. The world tells you to forget. You do forget, you move on. And then the things that you do and moving on don't work out, and it brings you right back to a place where you're all by yourself again. And you're just sitting here like, you tell me to move on, I do move on, and then you take those people out of my life too, and it's like, I don't get it. Like, what do you want? What do you want from me? And then, it's through these moments that follow this painful period of your life where it seems like the universe is telling you to just sit still for a while, to rest, to contemplate, to think, to not be busy. But you're like, I need to be busy. I need to be doing something. This is ridiculous. I don't want to just sit here and do nothing. I don't want to sit here and stew about things that are outside of my control. Like, why do I have to keep revisiting this garbage? These people don't love me. They don't want me in their life. I get it. I've moved on. I've tried to move on, but you won't let me move on. Yeah. You find yourself in these positions and you wonder why. And you're like, God, what's the deal, man? I thought we were friends. I thought we had a partnership going on. I thought we understood each other better than it looks like we do. And I don't know, man. I tell you, I think about this, and I was thinking about it today. And when I was thinking about it in terms of my hamstrings, I was thinking about that pain. It forces you to respect that muscle group. You know that there's a weakness there. There's still some vulnerability. And so it forces you to take it easy, to not go crazy. Because if you go crazy, like if you go into an all-out sprint again, you're going to be sorry. Right? And so I was thinking, could you apply that same idea and principle to the pain that you feel, the heartache that you feel in life? Is it the same? Is that pain there to remind you to respect your boundaries, to develop boundaries if you didn't have any, so you can protect your heart, the way you protect your hamstrings, to protect your heart, your soul, so you don't hurt yourself, so you don't wind up crying for a year again. And to really make sure that you're thinking everything through and that you're giving it the time and attention that it needs. And maybe that's why the pain lingers, so you don't forget, so that the next time somebody tries to come in, your eyes are more open. Your heart's open, but also cautious, also realistic, also do you know what I mean? And maybe that's why. Man, it's not easy, is it? It's a hard place to be. I mean, when things go south, they can really, it could really tie you in a knot. But I also found myself sitting on my bed this morning thinking about this, and I was talking to God, and I was like, I'm really kind of disappointed in our relationship sometimes. I feel like you're there in some regards, and then you're just absent in others, and I was pretty angry last night, and even this morning I woke up a little pissed with God. And I said, in all fairness to you, as I recognize there's blessings in my life, you have trusted me with the care of my daughter, which I look at that and I say, I know that is a nod from you, from the universe, of trust, and that you have placed her with me because this is the best place for her. And I'm honored in that regard. And I recognize that. And I said, but then on the other hand, you're making my life really difficult in these areas over here, which I'm not really appreciating. And I said, I feel like I've gone the extra mile for you. I've done the things you wanted me to do, above and beyond what you asked. And then the things that I feel like I did, they stopped being out of obligation and turned into something that I actually enjoy and that I look forward to. And yet it still doesn't seem to matter. And my prayers still go unanswered. More daggers are placed in my heart every day. And it's like, why do I gotta keep dealing with this? Like, why? What are you trying to say? And I was just like, this is damaging to our relationship. You promised a banquet. Where is it? Where is that banquet? And isn't it so hard sometimes? You're waiting for that banquet. And you're trying to take it all in stride, and you're trying to smile along the way. You're trying to be grateful for the things you have. But you're tired. You're worn out. And when you lay your head down at night, man, you're really exhausted. You're just like, you think, God, my best years are probably behind me. I don't even know how I'm still doing what I'm doing. But somehow you are. It's really crazy. I've always said that life is bittersweet. And it's just so crazy, man. I think about my life, and 59, and the kinds of lessons that I've had to learn and endure and go through in those 59 years. It's pretty extensive. I've been through quite a bit. And it's like, I find myself this morning being like, God, you know what, man? When do I get that banquet, man? Because I feel like, it's time. Like, don't I deserve that banquet? Man, maybe you can relate to what I'm saying. I had a great morning, though. Nice, cool ride on my motorcycle. It was nice and cool. I picked out an awesome leather jacket to wear today, and my Starbucks barista smiled so graciously at me today and said that she really liked my jacket. That's like, wow, well, thank you. I like it too. And what a smile on her face. And it was so weird because I was kind of in a sour mood, and it really brightened my morning to have somebody smile that way. So anyway, I had a nice egg sandwich and my coffee outside. And then I continued on my way. Really nice morning. And now I'm here talking with you. I got my shop help busy labeling and getting things ready for the snowbirds to come back into town and for things to start picking up after that period of rest. Things are going to get pretty hairy around here. So anyway, I don't know, I debated whether to come in here today, but I started missing everybody. I started missing our talks. And I really was telling myself last night, I am not going in tomorrow. I am not going to have a discussion, a talk. What do you think about that, God? What do you think about that? You can stick it. I'm not going to go out there, and I'm not going to talk about you. I'm not going to talk about anything. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to do nothing. I'm just going to do nothing. What do you think about that? No answer. This morning I was still resolute, and I said, nope. I am not going to go in there and make a video for you or for anyone else. I am just going to enjoy my day without you, without thinking about you, without caring about you. You can stick it. That's what I told God last night and this morning. Oh. And then, after my workout, after blowing off some steam, my heart started to open again. And I was like, uh-oh. I feel like I want to go in there and make another video. Damn that love. Damn that heart. I have found that my heart is quite resilient. It is really hard to keep that thing down for too long. I hope yours is. I hope yours is also. If you're feeling down, I understand. I know what it's like to go through it. You have a great day, the next day sucks. Maybe the next 3 days suck, and then you have another good one. It's tough. And I hear you. And I love you. And my heart goes out to you. And you know, there isn't a day that goes by where I don't think about everyone in this world, but especially you, the ones that watch these videos. I think about you, and I hope that your days are going well, that you're sleeping good. And I pray for you. And sometimes it's hard because I wonder if God's listening, if he even cares at all. You see signs that he does, but then you also see signs that seem to suggest he doesn't. It's weird, huh? And you think to yourself, why? I mean, if I conducted my relationships like ours is conducted, you would have no relationships. I mean, could you imagine? You know, it's like, tough love, man. That's a hard one. That's a hard lesson. God is he really knows how to deliver that tough love, doesn't he? Sure does. Anyway, I do love you guys. I hope your day is going well, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah. I love you. Bye.